Hello, Virgo. Hello, this is Adrian Obi, Capricorntigress of Astrology. Look inside. And I'm coming to you, Virgos, with your monthly horoscope for the month of May 2019. So let's look and see here what we've got going on for you, Virgos, for May. My voice is so weak. This is me trying to do way too much with way too little energy. It's 3:30 in the morning, and I wanted to do 6 today and 6 tomorrow. But Lord, my voice. Okay. Okay, I see what I want to talk about. It's an amazing time for Virgo, isn't it? Wow. So, Virgos, the funny thing is, the emphasis that you guys have in the month of May really is on your ninth house. The ninth house. The ninth house is such a cool house because it's a house that rules like your higher intelligence, your higher thoughts, your higher consciousness. I always say the God principle is even there, but things like dogma, religion, your philosophy on life, how you feel about things and people and like society at large, and your education, like how you feel about education, how you feel about, or just how your overall philosophy about education. Another thing that's ruled by the ninth house is publishing. It's funny. The third house rules communication and like publishing too, but it's like small time publishing. And I always use my daughter as an analogy when I do these. I'm going to do it again. And the reason for that is, as I look at this, I get goosebumps in a way because the storyline is unfolding. The emphasis is so much so in the ninth house. And so it's very indicative about what's about to go on in her life. But she's flying out to California from Seattle to work on commercials and things of that nature. It's all kind of hush hush, and I'm not privy to everything, but I do know that it's going to be at a professional acting studio or recording studio and everything. So it's all in Los Angeles, and which is amazing. And I'm going to get to that too for you Virgos about your career. But first, I really want to talk about this because you guys are changing. You're changing like the core foundation of your philosophy of who you are, like your core identity as far as that spirituality or the way you see things from that deeply like what I call the high, like you ever the higher conscious. There's a word for that, but they always say there's this thing above our head. What do they? Some people call that like the certain chakra. I forget, but it's like where the knowledge is all above our heads, right? That's the ninth house to me because that rules education, it rules philosophy, it rules spirituality. It's like that little thing over the head. Ninth house. Well, the sun is going to be in the ninth house, and Mercury is going to be in the ninth house, and Venus is going to be in the ninth house, and Uranus is going to be in the ninth house, and the new moon is going to be in the ninth house on the 4th of May. It's so much emphasis there. That's travel, that's religion, that's legal things, that's government, that's politics, that's like I said, education. I'm gonna say it twice. That I'm gonna say travel twice because and publishing. Like the third house is like small publishing, like magazines, newspapers. I would even say like Twitter and even YouTube. I think YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube, but I think your third house. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, your third house, baby. I, you know, third house. But something big, like I'm just saying, like if you were on CNN or if you were in like the Washington Post or if you were like in Time magazine, well, that's still a magazine, but, or let's say, for instance, if you were part of like you put in a periodical or in a teaching journal, or, some type of training manual or something of that nature, something that's ninth house, like heavy books and training. Professors, I always think of professors when I think of the ninth house, and teachers and lawyers and like police officers. They're all ninth house. So I just hope you get an idea of the vibe of that ninth house. It's a very officious type of house. But it's a house where you get your degrees and certifications. It's like the house of life. It's like the house of education, but it's a house of life. It's like, I'm not going to say the house of hard knocks, and not necessarily, but the house where you learn about life, where you learn about, the rules, what to do, what not to do, how to succeed, how not to succeed, the education you need, the education you don't, that type of thing. Also social things like going to church, interacting with people on a peer group level, if they have the same thoughts and ideas as you do. Causes are also very big in the ninth house because it's the natural house of Sagittarius. But yeah, travel. It's a lot of travel, I think, is going to happen in the month of May. Travel. A lot of educating. Like you're going to feel like you're being educated or learning a lot. You might either be learning a lot or you might be teaching a lot. You might be dealing with a lot of legal things, or, you might have to look over legal documents or something of that nature. Now, it could indicate things like mediation, where you have to work out differences between several parties. I mean, it could, the ninth house sometimes can mean divorce or separation, but that's only if that's an issue already. I don't see that because both Mercury and Venus is there. So that seems very loving to me. So I think overall, I think whatever is happening there, it might be sudden, it might be different, it might be unique, it might be changed. You might, write a book and everyone calls you brilliant. It just might be that you go for you're traveling or something, or you just are doing something different and unique. But I have a feeling that whatever you're doing different and unique is going to follow you for years. Like I feel like this is a good thing you're doing right here, whatever it is. I'm wondering if there is some ninth house activity planned for other Virgos other than my daughter. I would love if you guys share that. Okay, so other than the ninth house, I've already spent like 10 minutes just looking at it. It's amazing. It's packed. So much going on in Taurus. But there's also some emphasis in your 10th house. And I really want to talk about that because that's the sun and Mercury are going to move into the 10th house on the 21st. And Mars is already there up until the 16th. And so your 10th house has really got to push. Like you really are got a kick ass 10th house. Your career is really kicking. And, the funny thing is after the 16th, that Mars is going to go from the 10th house to the 11th house of your hopes and dreams and wishes. So, wow, it just doesn't stop. I mean, yeah, so things might slow down a little bit in your career, but then you're going to be able to make your hopes, dreams, and wishes come true. What the heck, you lucky Virgo people? This is a great time for you. Everything just about is above the horizon. It is awesome. It is go time when it comes to your career. And that is as of the 21st, but really it's already go time. There's so many planets up above the horizon. It's really just your time. And that's all there is to it. Now, on the 18th, there is going to be a full moon in Scorpio on the 27th, or excuse me, at 27 degrees of Scorpio on the 18th of May. And that's going to be in the third house. That's opposing the area of communication. Or that is in the area of communication, but it's, like that area of short distance travel and whatnot. It's opposing that. So that's the 18th. So the only thing I would say is it might be something that has, there might be some conflicting things that might come up as far as travel, because that's like, and also the third house is like local. It might be local versus distant. Like maybe you have work that you have to do locally and work that you have to do at a distance, or you might find that you have to travel back and forth. That might become something you have to do. Also, I can see we're on the full moon on the 3rd. Siblings like brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, all that extended family, that can be highlighted on the 18th as well. As also, I would say watch out with your things like your car, like travel. Yeah, like if you've got, make sure you watch out for like traveling about locally on the 18th and stuff like that. Okay, and your communications, like your telephone calls, your emails, text, all of that. Watch that. Because, I'm not saying you could be flamed that day, but yeah, or something. It's a full moon in Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is sextile Virgo, so it should be positive for Virgo. But it is a full moon, so be aware of that, you guys. All right. Well, basically, this is my message. I'm going to be coming back and talking about the exact aspects, like what's squariness and what's opposed that and all of that. I'm going to be doing a special video with that a little bit later in, the next few days. But this, and I might be back in the middle of the month too with another, a mid-month reading. I usually do that for you guys. But this is what I really wanted to get across to you. There's a lot of emphasis in your 10th house, especially after the 21st, when the sun and Mercury get there. And up until the 16th, Mars is there in the 10th house. And then all that emphasis, wow, in the 9th house. Please take advantage of that. Learn things. Go places. Explore. Travel. Become the proficient, learned, person you're supposed to be. And I see a lot of education, a lot of learning, a lot of growing. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, this has been Adrienne Obi, Capricorntigress, intuitive astrologer of astrologylookinside.com. And please like and share and subscribe to our YouTube videos, and feel free to share those all over the place. And also, you can find us at Astrology Look Inside, and also on Facebook at facebook.com/Astrology Look Inside. We have a group there where I do give away free mini readings, and that is facebook.com/groups/Astrology Look Inside, and all are invited to come. You can also find me on Patreon. I'm back on there again, and that's patreon.com/Capricorntigress. Okay, you guys. Much love and much light to you all. I'll talk to you soon. Happy May. Bye.